Hello everyone, welcome to our subject web technology. So far in the previous topic we have seen about styling the HTML document using CSS, is it not? So CSS is cascading style sheet, okay. So it makes our document more pleasable or attractive manner, okay. So and in from today's topic onwards we will be focusing on client side scripting, okay. So today we will be starting introduction about JavaScript, its history and versions. Okay, so remaining 4 or 5 topics we are going to discuss about JavaScript, okay. So we could have a little comparison of the web technologies like HTML, CSS and JavaScript with English grammar terms like nouns, adjectives and verbs, okay. So here if we compare HTML, we could speak in terms of nouns, okay. Those are the elements that represent some documents in the browser, okay. So just simply the elements, so that we could say as the nouns of the web page, whereas CSS is like an adjective, okay. So a web page or a beautiful web page, is it not? So web page is simply the skeleton, an attractive web page, that is something about discuss about the adjectives in English grammar, is it not? So CSS we could compare it with the adjective term, whereas JavaScript, the client side scripting which we are going to see it today, or in terms of we could compare as a verb, okay. So more interactive, okay, without a verb so that's of meaningless, is it not? So a web page simply displays an information is an outdated or an obsolete. We need to interact with the web page, is it not? So for that interaction we are going for the JavaScript. Simply today if we go and design the HTML page and make it more attractive in CSS is of no use. That web page should be interactive in the sense, see here some of the points I have listed. Something doing some math calculation, whereas take a simple example as Google, is a Google, okay. So simply we will go and we will be interacting with the Google site by typing some information which we want to seek. And of course we can do lot of things in the web pages like simple math calculation, searching the some content, doing online purchasing, e-commerce, okay. So playing games, chatting with friends, drawing pictures, so many exciting features which we are interacting with the web browser is by means of the JavaScript, okay. So JavaScript is simply an interactive, it provides the interactivity with the web page, okay. So to run the JavaScript, each and every browser must have a special engine called as a JavaScript engine, okay. Because otherwise the browser won't recognize the JavaScript, is it not? So the web browser has a dedicated Java, almost all the today's web browser has a dedicated JavaScript engine to execute the JavaScript which we are embedding it in the HTML document, okay. Before going into the introduction part of HTML, we will have a brief introduction about the history and version of the JavaScript, okay. JavaScript was initially developed by the developer called as Brendan Eich, who was in part of the Netscape Navigator browser development, okay, and it was initially named as Mocha, and later while shipping the Netscape Navigator browser in September 1995, it was shipped with the name of LiveScript, and later it was changed to the name JavaScript, okay. So it undergoes so many name change, and finally till today we are naming that as a JavaScript, okay. So from the term itself you could relate JavaScript and Java. So Java is a programming language, so but here this JavaScript has nothing to do with the Java programming language, though in the duration 1995 so Java was very popular, and of course today also. So to write the joy along with the Java, the developer named this scripting language as a JavaScript. That's it. And it of course follows similar syntax like today's programming languages like C, C++, and almost it is more closely related to the syntax of Java. Okay. Apart from that, there is no relation between the Java and JavaScript. Okay, so you please keep that in mind. And following that, the Microsoft, so this was developed by the Netscape community, and followed by the next year 1996 Microsoft re-engineered this JavaScript and named it as JScript. Okay, so reverse re-engineering means just look into the JavaScript and seeing its functionality, design, architecture, and come up with a new solution. That's the reverse engineering process, where the Microsoft did that one with JavaScript and came up with a new JavaScript. It came up with a new scripting language called as JScript. Okay, so there are two scripting languages available at that time, JavaScript and JScript, and that creates a lot of confusion between the developers who develop the web pages or the websites, because each and everything will follow its own standardized way, is it not? Then in the year 96 to 97 JavaScript moved for standardization by approaching the association named as ECMA, European Computer Manufacturers Association. Okay, so in the year 96 to 97 the Netscape community approached to standardize the JavaScript language. Okay, then it was released, it was standardized and released initially with the official name as ECMA script. Okay, in 97, and till today it undergoes a lot of releases, versions. Okay, so we have today in 2020 we are in ECMA script 2016. Okay, so it was released in these different names. Okay, or simply ES7. So here a lot of changes undergoes, like ECMA script 2, 3, 4. There was no ECMA script 4, is it, because that duration around 1999. Even of course Microsoft also approached the ECMA for standardizing the JavaScript, and later it dropped that standardization process, and of course the ECMA script 4 was never released. And today we are in ES7 or ECMA script 2016 version, and simply we could say ECMA script as a JavaScript. Okay, instead of saying as a European Computer Manufacturers Association script 7 or ECMA script 2016, we could name it as we used to simply call it as JavaScript. Okay. And with that little history and versions about the JavaScript, let's delve more about JavaScript introduction. Okay. As I told you in the previous first slide, it's mainly for interactivity. So let's have a little discussion on that. So interactive in the sense, for example, see here, while filling some application form or while creating the new user ID and password, when we type out something and if that username is already exists, means the system will throw an error. The username was already selected by someone, is it not? So that is done by the JavaScript. Okay, not by the HTML or the CSS. Okay, so only because of JavaScript enabled in that web page, it is able to display the message that the username was already selected. So that happens only by means of JavaScript. Okay. And when we go for searching something in search engine, when we type, see here, what can JavaScript, just I have typed something, so it recommends me some other sentences. Okay, I am searching, so this is this recommendation comes via JavaScript. Okay, so mainly for interacting the web pages we are going for the JavaScript. And how the JavaScript runs means it runs automatically, because the most of all today's modern browser has an JavaScript engine called as an interpreter. Okay, so the browser supports to execute the JavaScript. Okay, so we can include the JavaScript straight away in our HTML document that runs automatically. So no need of compilation, because the browser will take care of it, because it has a JavaScript interpreter. Okay, so we could simply call that JavaScript as a JS also. Okay. And one more note about JavaScript, when we go for simply displaying the hello script, the JavaScript doesn't support any input and output statements. So it's, excuse me, it's quite amazing to see how the JavaScript without user input or output, how it handles, is it not? The solution is, since JavaScript was run is run by browser, the browser will provide some standard input output methods. Okay, some of the methods, the browser, today's browser like Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, that provides some of the methods to handle input output statements in JavaScript via these three methods. Okay, alert. So alert is a browser method that pops up a message to the user simply like this. Okay, alert hello world. Okay, it displays the hello world pop-up message, or it will do some evaluation also, 3 plus 4, some arithmetic simple evaluations it will do automatically and displays the result over here. It's a new pop-up window gets displayed. Similarly, prompt. So prompt is nothing but it pops up a window to get the input from the user. Okay, so like this. Okay, so when we have something like please enter your name, means we need to enter the name. So this text box has to be enabled, is it not? That is done by this method called as prompt. Okay. And speaking about console.log, okay, it's like the browser will provide a console, or like it's similar to command prompt by the browser. Okay, so we will be saying that as a console. Okay, so the browser will provide a console environment where we could display the information, or we can get the informations. Okay, so it prints this one console.log, it prints some whatever the information we are passing. It's like a print of that log. It displays the information in the JavaScript console. Okay. While discussing about CSS, I have told you we can include CSS in 3 ways, is it not? So one is nothing but using the external style sheet, and you will be linking it in the HTML document. And the second one is using the style element, we can include the CSS. And the third approach is by including the style attribute in the element itself. So 3 ways we have seen it. Likewise, JavaScript we can include in 2 different ways. One is embedded embedded script, and the second way is external script. So embedded script or internal script we could say as simply using the script element inside the header part of the HTML document. Okay, so here we are, our JavaScript code goes over here. Okay, or we can write it in a separate file and save that in .js extension, and you could include it in the header part using the script element with the attribute as source. src is equal to that source name or the path of that JavaScript file, we need to mention it. Okay, 2 ways we can add the JavaScript to our HTML page. Okay, embedded and external. And here is an example for a embedded JavaScript. Okay, here what we are doing, just a HTML page with the title and script. So inside the script, just we are simply displaying the alert message. Okay, alert is a method which is which depends on the host environment object called as window. Okay, so it depends on the browser object called as an window. So window has the method alert. Okay, that's what we are using the alert method with the dot notation. Object name dot method name, window dot alert, it simply displays the pop-up message. Okay, so this is I'll take you to the demo, both embedded and one more external. Okay, and this is external script. Okay, external script in the sense, write the JavaScript in a separate file and save it in .js extension like this. Okay, so here what we are doing, prompt what's the username. Okay, whatever the username we are getting it from the pop-up message is stored in the variable called as username. So in JavaScript, this is the way of declaring the variable. Okay, so in detail about the variables and data type we will be seeing it in the next session. Now just have that in mind. This is a variable. Okay, variable declaration in JavaScript, whereas in programming languages we need to specify the data types, is it not, int, float, string, is it not. So here simply whatever the kind of data type is, all goes in one statement, like one statement variable. Okay, and using the alert we are displayed here. It is not mandatory to represent to use the window object. Okay, because the browser is going to display it and the browser provides this method, is it not. So both way are right, we can go for window dot alert or simply the alert, welcome this username. Okay, and this is about console.log. Console.log means it takes us to the console environment. Okay, so I will take you to the demo version. Okay, so the demo part is yeah, we will come back to this slide later. I will straight away take to the demo version. Okay, here we go. The same thing, it's an embedded version. I'm showing the demo for both. Let me open, instead of Sublime I'll go for JavaScript. Okay, here, so I'm using both internal or embedded script and external script. Okay, so both the files, both ways I am going to demonstrate it. In this script, just we are displaying the alert message, and what we are doing, enter username, this is the string it will display in the pop-up message, comma, here this is the second string. The second string is what the what the user passing it. Okay, so whatever the user passing, that will be termed as a string. That string is stored in this variable name and we are displaying it. Okay, in the dot alert, your name is, we have to concatenate the variable using the plus. Okay, so we need to depend on the plus operator to use the variable name. And this is about the external file. Okay, the external file looks like this. Okay, so what we are doing, again getting the name and welcome message, and of course the other way we are using the console.log and displaying the name in the JavaScript console. Okay, just have an execution. Okay, this page says hello because of this window dot alert hello world. Okay, so followed by it will prompt the user to get the username. Okay, so username, I'm just giving some name, and your name is Prabha. Okay, so because of this message, and next I think you could predict the output, because next this line will run. Okay, so demo.js JavaScript will execute. Okay, so enter the name again. Now it will display welcome Prabhavati. Okay, and of course it will display this name in the console. Okay, So JavaScript console. So in Chrome, the way to get the console is using the inspect element and straight away go to console. Let me maximize it. Okay, your name appears in console. Okay, so we can display the alert message also over here. Okay, we can interact in the we can have an interaction with this console. Okay, this I'm simply displaying something using the JavaScript. Okay, so likewise you can play around here in the console. Okay, two ways we can get into console. One way I told you, by right clicking the web page, go to console, or using the view menu, developer tools and console. Okay, and spend some time in interacting with this, playing around the console environment. Okay, prompt, use the prompt method, alert method. Okay, console. So see here, console.log, some string is displayed, that gets displayed immediately in the console. Okay, and just this is for fun purpose I have given, just explore if time permits. In the console have include this code. Okay, variable logo is equal to document dot query selector, within the quotation. I think it's the font is very small. I am explaining it what that inside hash HP logo. Okay, so open the Google home page. Okay, so the concept behind this script is simply adding the logo of that Google, expanding that logo Google by 5 pixels on every 10 milliseconds. Okay, so that we can do it by adding this script. Okay, so for that you need to fetch the Google logo, followed by you are setting the interval by calling the function, and changing its width to be plus equal to 5. Okay, so 5 pixels on every 10 milliseconds it gets expanded. So have fun around here. Just spend some time to play around this web page. Okay, so the functions, how it is defined, everything we will see in the forthcoming topics. Okay, how to handle functions in JavaScript. And here is for your practice purpose I am giving an extra coding. Okay, so just this script will do the age calculation. If you give the it will calculate the number of days we are living if we input the age. Okay, so just have some time to play around this exercise. Okay, here the variable in this JavaScript, it calculates. Okay, so it is asking the age. After getting the age, it multiplies age into 365 days. Okay, and this is about that alert message. And here in the HTML page, we are just simply designing one H1 heading age calculator, and enter your age and it will find out how many days you live. Okay, that's it. 2 lines followed by it includes this script. Okay, very simple, you just practice it. Okay, and one more practice I am giving of handling the variables strings using the prompt message, prompt method and console.log. Okay, so ask for the user's first name, last name, age, and print out in the sense you have just display the information in the console. Okay, browser console. The user full name means first name and last name, just merge that two using that plus operator, and print out the user's age in a sentence, something like my age is I am this much of years old, something like that. You just practice it. Okay, so whatever I am giving you, please follow it, then only it will make you to be familiarized with these topics. Okay, handling about handling about consoles in web browser, then embedded JavaScript, internal external JavaScript. Okay, you have to spend more time in get know all those things in deep. Okay, and an overview of JavaScript in perspective. So it means JavaScript is not a compiled. So when we learn about the programming languages like C, C++, Java, and some other languages. So when we type the language, the machine won't understand, because whatever we are typing it are high level languages, is it not? That needs to be converted into machine understandable form, and also if any error comes in, that needs to be rectified before executing it, is it not? There we are using one system software called as a compiler. Here in JavaScript we are using the interpreter instead of compiler. Okay, so what the compiler interpreter will do, it will interpret the script program at runtime. While running, it will understand, it will translate it into machine understandable form by the browser, web browser. So okay, that's nothing but the client, or simply the browser, okay, or the client environment. Okay, the client environment will have the Java interpreter, so which runs while the page runs. Okay, so it is not, so it means what, it is not compiled already. It means it will take some extra time to interpret that statement and run, is it not? And the advantage is it's quite simple, no need of two forms, first compiling and then executing it. Instead it will straight away go for execution for simplicity. And one more point here given as, so JavaScript provides only one data type called as a number, rather than some other languages like it provides integer, float, double, etc., is it not? So instead it will provide only the number data type. Okay, and disadvantage is, since it is interpreted, it takes a long time to execute it. Okay, and JavaScript is a scripting language, means that it is designed to automate the task of many software development environment. Okay, so large software environment, so it will automate the task. For example, while filling the form, so the main motto is to get the details and process it and provide the username and password. So what happens in between, while entering the details, the user may go wrong by typing different irrelevant messages. That needs to be handled, so that needs to be automated by the scripting language. So in that purpose, the JavaScript plays a role in automating a number of tasks. Okay, now in a larger programming environment. And so far we have seen JavaScript runs in web browser. Apart from that, it will run on web servers and software applications like Dreamweaver web development tool. Okay, so here also JavaScript runs, okay, different environments, not only in the web browser. And so speaking about its implementation, it is broadly classified into two components like script engine and host environments. Yes, of course, the script engine is the core part of the interpreter, where the ECMA standardize its functionalities, whereas host environments means apart from that script engine, it also depends on the host environment like web browser or web server or some software component. Okay, so that also provides some of the features along with the script engine, like alert, prompt, methods are provided by Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox browsers. Okay, and mainly it runs through the functionalities are accessed via object, and object provides n number of properties which the JavaScript enjoy using those properties. Okay, to validate or automate the task. Okay, and of course the JavaScript object falls into again two categories. Native means it is provided by the objects provided by the script engine, like window object, whereas host environment in the sense the browsers or the web servers or the software components that will provide an object. Okay, so like example, the methods alert and prompt are not core part of the script engine, so those are provided by the host environment. Okay, so that's what we are saying, those as the host objects. Okay, so this is nothing but the native objects, the other one which provided by the scripting engine. Okay, so broadly two software components are there for JavaScript. One is the script engine and the host environment. developing JavaScript software. As we have seen in the demo, we have written the coding in any text editors, okay, or we can go for any specialized softwares like Visual Studio or Microsoft Visual Inter development environment. So a lot of third party softwares are there, or simply we could go for any text editors, okay, for writing the JavaScript code as like similar to HTML code, and execution is done in the browser area or the web server or the software component, okay. So mainly here we are going to concentrate on handling the JavaScript in web browsers, okay. And of course, since it is an interpreter, while executing the JavaScript only, the when something goes wrong, when JavaScript coding goes wrong, means it will display it in the browser will handle it, okay. So whereas in a compiled version means the compiler will rectify all the mistakes, it will do the debugging part, and it is syntax free, logic free, the programming languages when it does the compilation, whereas the JavaScript, it goes runtime interpretation. So when something goes wrong, the browser will handle those errors, okay. Mozilla, Chrome, Explorer, so the browser will handle it. So in Mozilla we can view the errors using this menu, okay, tools, web development, JavaScript console, whereas in Internet Explorer, when something goes wrong, and in the status bar the exclamation icon is displayed, and of course the pop-up window also gets displayed, okay. So with this little introduction about JavaScript, I hope you have an knowledge on why we need the scripting language, okay. So to have more interactive with the web page, we need to go for we need to go for scripting languages, and one scripting language is JavaScript. There are a lot of scripting languages are there, but in our subject we are going to focus on JavaScript, okay. So we have seen about its history's version, and how to have a simple JavaScript code in our programming environment, okay. So a lot more are coming about the JavaScript. So till then, those things we will see it in the forthcoming topics, okay. So I hope you understood the basics of JavaScript, and whatever the exercise I have given, please go through it, complete it, so that will add more experience and skill to your career growth, okay. So I'll meet you in the next session. Till then, thank you all.